Hey, it's Nicole at the Pearl Review. How are you? I'd like to review today Jia Tolentino's new book, Trick Mirror: Reflections on Self-Delusion. This is a book of essays. It's a collection that was just released a few days ago. Its topic is self-deception. The essays range in topic from reality TV to the hellscape that is the internet these days, to pop feminism, the UVA Rolling Stones false reporting scandal, and the bridge between drug addiction and devout faith. Jia Tolentino is a staff writer for The New Yorker, and she's also written for Jezebel and The Hairpin. When I heard this, my expectations for this book were pretty high, and I'm happy to say that they were met. Good job. She's been compared to Joan Didion, and I think that's fair. Like, she's the Joan Didion of the digital age. I can see where that comparison is made, especially in light of Joan Didion's book of essays, The White Album. That set of essays starts with the classic opening line, "We tell ourselves stories in order to live." So they both are interested in self-delusion. They both even admit within their own essays that they form these narratives within essays to make sense of the reality in front of them because they find their reality absurd. It's funny because now I'm thinking about it, I can see how the late 70s malaise or mid-70s malaise ties in well with the last few years. I would say the comparison, though, stops there. They're very different writers in terms of style. Tolentino's subjects sometimes can be a little bit fluffy, like she talks about yoga and Instagram and the internet, but she uses them as a launchpad for interesting discussion. It is an absolute joy to follow her in her thought process in these essays. She's incredibly smart, and you can tell that she's done a lot of research, in preparing for these topics. What I think is, where she hits her stride is when she does talk about feminism. I believe that Jezebel has or had a feminist slant, and it's clear to me that she has spent a lot of time thinking about feminism and writing about it. Her essay on pop feminism and how it relates to late capitalism, how it shoots itself in the foot, I found very compelling. I really enjoyed her thoughts on problems with classical character arcs in terms of major literary heroines. And even there's other essays where the topic of feminism dovetails nicely with the major topic that she's writing about. She also mentions Simone de Beauvoir. Someone help me out here. Her major text, The Second Sex. I haven't read this book, but her inclusion, her references to this book were so interesting that I actually ran to the library and borrowed that book before I even finished reading this book, which is something to be said because I think I finished this book in a couple of days. It's really good. My one major problem with this book, though, is her choice in some of the fluffier topics. Like, I don't really have too much time for yoga and Instagram. I understand why she chose these subjects because it fits in well with her topic, and it also is incredibly relevant. But I think these topics are not worthy of her talent or her wit. Some of these instances are used well in showcasing her humor. She is also funny. I haven't mentioned that yet. However, she is so smart, and she researches her essays so well that I wonder what could have been done had she chosen other topics for some of the essays. That being said, though, I really liked this book. It's It's definitely a very good collection of essays. If you're thinking about reading this book and you're watching this and you haven't read it yet, go and get it. She's so fucking smart. She's like 4 years younger than me. And it's like she's one of those authors that you read her and you get excited by her intelligence, and you get excited and envious about how smart she is, and even when it's things that you've maybe thought before and you couldn't even put into words, she does that so well. If you have read this book and you're watching this and you want to share your thoughts below, please do. I'd love to see them. And if you're here, while you're here, please, if you haven't read The White Album by Joan Didion, go and get it. Walk, don't run to your library. It's amazing. Also, Tolentino references Rebecca Solnit in this book. I know that she has done events with Rebecca Solnit. That's another gold standard for the essay, in my opinion. Rebecca Solnit's A Field Guide to Getting Lost, I have a review on. I love that book dearly. Thank you so much for listening. Have a great day. Take care. Bye.